Hello friends, welcome to another episode of Movies and Melodies. Today's episode is a special one. It's a dedication to a very dear friend of mine who is going through a very difficult time right now. I want her to realize how much she means to me and how grateful I am for her love and her friendship in my life. I am playing all her song requests. So to begin with, a personal favorite of mine as well, from the film Roja, which came out in 1992. A Mani Ratnam movie. It had amazing actors like Arvind Swamy, Madhu in the lead, and Pankaj Kapoor playing the terrorist. It also had excellent music with A.R. Rahman making his musical debut. He was an assistant to Ilayaraja before this, and he finally got his chance in the limelight as music director. Vairamuthu wrote all the lyrics for the songs. The story is actually based on a true story that happened. An Indian Oil executive was kidnapped in Kashmir and held hostage for a couple of months. His wife, in the meanwhile, moved heaven and earth to help him get released. Of course, in the movie, certain facts have been changed. The hero is not an Indian Oil executive. He is a RAW, which is the Research and Analysis Wing, which is essentially the spy wing of Indian intelligence. So he is a RAW cryptologist. And his wife is this very simple young girl from a village. The song that I want to play today is one that this young girl sings in the village. She is expressing all these desires that she has. You know, coming from a tiny village, she has not experienced much in her life by way of exploring new places or having a wide variety of experiences. So in her song, she expresses this desire to do a million things, including traveling all over this world. Sung by Minmini from Roja, Chinna Chinna Aasai.
Chinna Chinna Aasai, Siragadikum Aasai, Muttu Muttu Aasai, Mudindu Vaitha Aasai, Vennilavu Thottu Muttamida Aasai, Ennai Indha Bhoomi Suttri Vara Aasai, Chinna Chinna Aasai, Siragadikum Aasai, Muttu Muttu Aasai, Mudindu Vaitha Aasai, Vennilavu Thottu Muttamida Aasai, Ennai Indha Bhoomi Suttri Vara Aasai, Chinna Chinna Aasai, Siragadikum Aasai. மல்லிகை பூவாய் மாறிவிட ஆசை, தென்றலை கண்டு மாலையிட ஆசை, மேகங்களை எல்லாம் தொட்டுவிட ஆசை, சோகங்களை எல்லாம் விட்டுவிட ஆசை, கார்குழலில் உலகை கட்டிவிட ஆசை, சின்ன சின்ன ஆசை, சிறகடிக்கும் ஆசை, முத்து முத்து ஆசை, முடிந்து வைத்த ஆசை, வெண்ணிலவு தொட்டு முத்தமிட ஆசை, என்னை இந்த பூமி சுற்றி வர ஆசை, சின்ன சின்ன ஆசை, சிறகடிக்கும் ஆசை, முத்து முத்து ஆசை முடிந்து வைத்த ஆசை.
Karna, this came out somewhere in the mid-90s. It starred Arjun, Ranjita and Vinita. Arjun in a double role. The story is that of a policeman who has twin sons, and he decides to give one up because that child has a disability. As the children grow up, they have very different lifestyles, and then they finally meet, and then all this misunderstanding, or the mystery, I should say, of meeting your look-alike is then explained, and all the conflict and everything goes away, and it ends well. Arjun has done a phenomenal job acting as these twins, and the music in the movie was beautiful. It was by Vidyasagar with Vairamuthu's lyrics. I would say pretty much all the songs are really nice. This particular one, it's a duet sung by S.P. Balasubramaniam and S. Janaki, and it's very pretty. It's set in Rag Darbari. Malare Maunama.
Malare Maunama Mauname Vedama
மலர்கள் பேசுமா பேசினால் போயுமா நன்றே
மலரே மௌனமா மௌனமே வேதமா. கொண்டு தேகம் வாழ்ந்து வந்ததோ
நீதி ஜீவன் என்னை பார்த்த போது வந்ததோ
ஏதோ சுகம் உள்ளூருதே
ஏனோ மனம் தள்ளாடுதே
ஏதோ சுகம் உள்ளூருதே
ஏனோ மனம் தள்ளாடுதே
விரல்கள் தொடவா
விருந்தை பெறவா
மார்போடு கண்கள் மூடவா மலரே மௌனமா
மலர்கள் பேசுமா.
Duet, which came out in 94 maybe, starred Shivaji Prabhu, Ramesh, Meenakshi Sheshadri, and Prakash Raj actually making his movie debut as a villain. The movie was very interesting. Story of two brothers. One is a singer, the other a saxophone player. Both very talented, both fall in love with the same woman. The twists and turns that their life takes after encountering this young girl that they both are in love with, and the kind of ending that you see, it's not something that you quite expect. The story essentially is kind of loosely based on the story of Cyrano de Bergerac. Only thing is, instead of the hero having a very large nose, in this they've made it about weight. Shivaji Prabhu plays the brother who is vastly overweight, and therefore considered unattractive. The music was excellent. I mean, you have two people playing, a singer and a saxophone player, so naturally the music has to be outstanding. A.R. Rahman with Vairamuthu again. This particular song, it's actually a tandem song. Chitra, S.P. Balasubramaniam have sung it. So from Duet, En Kaadale.
என் காதலே என் காதலே என்னை என்ன செய்ய போகிறாய் நான் ஓவியன் என்று தெரிந்தும் நீ ஏன் கண்ணிரண்டை கேட்கிறாய் சிறகுகள் ரெண்டில் என்ன தரப்போகிறாய் கிடுவதை கிள்ளிவிட்டு ஏன் தள்ளி நின்று பார்க்கிறாய் என் காதலே என் காதலே என்னை என்ன செய்ய போகிறாய் நான் ஓவியன் என்று தெரிந்தும் நீ ஏன் கண்ணிரண்டை கேட்கிறாய் காதலே நீ பூவெறிந்தால் எந்த மலையும் கொஞ்சம் குழையும் காதலே நீ கல்லெறிந்தால் எந்த கடலும் கொஞ்சம் கலங்கும் இனி வீழ்வதா இல்லை வீழ்வதா உயிர் வாழ்வதா போவதா அமுதென்பதா விஷமென்பதா உனை அமுத விஷமென்பதா என் காதலே என் காதலே என்னை என்ன செய்ய போகிறாய் நான் ஓவியன் என்று தெரிந்தும் நீ ஏன் கண்ணிரண்டை கேட்கிறாய்
Pilla Paray. This was a murder mystery movie. It came out in the mid-60s. It was actually a remake of a Bengali movie called Se Shanka. And that actually was a remake of a Hollywood movie called Chase a Crooked Shadow. The story is that of police officers going undercover to get a man to confess to the murder of his wife. It is incredibly well made, and especially for the 60s, it's a very slickly made movie. The editing is surprisingly good. Shivaji Ganeshan and B. Saroja Devi in the lead. The music, fantastic. M.S. Vishwanathan, T.K. Ramamurthy, the music directorial duo, with Kannadasan's lyrics, and this song is sung by S. Janaki, P. Sushila. Unnai ondru kelpen.
உன்னை ஒன்று கேட்பேன் உன்னை சொல்ல வேண்டும் என்னை பாடச் சொன்னால் என்ன பாடத் தோன்றும் என்ன பாடத் தோன்றும் உன்னை ஒன்று கேட்பேன் உன்னை சொல்ல வேண்டும் என்னை பாடச் சொன்னால்
Va. This was an MGRB Saroja Devi movie. Highly entertaining. It was very Kashmir Ki Kali-esque, I felt. It's set in Shimla, and it has a similar kind of a premise, where this rich young man comes to his bungalow in Shimla only to discover that the caretakers have rented it out and have been doing this for years, taking advantage of the fact that the owners are never around. And then, the story goes on how he falls in love with the daughter of the people who've rented the house, and all kinds of different antics. And then, of course, misunderstandings and conflict. Otherwise, how would a movie go on? And then, of course, everything is solved and it ends happily. The music was M.S. Vishwanathan, with Vali writing the lyrics this time. And the song is a duet sung by Soundarajan and P. Sushila. It's a dream sequence. Rajavin Parvai Raniyin Pakkam.
ராஜாவின் பார்வை ராணியின் பக்கம் கண் தேடுதே சொர்க்கம் கை மூடுதே வெட்கம் பொன் மாலை மயக்கம் ராஜாவின் பார்வை ராணியின் பக்கம் கண் தேடுதே சொர்க்கம் கை மூடுதே வெட்கம் பொன் மாலை மயக்கம்
ரசிப்பதில் சுகமே ராணியின் முகமே ரசிப்பதில் சுகமே பூரண நிலவோ புன்னகை மலரோ பூரண நிலவோ புன்னகை மலரோ அழகினை வடித்தேன் அமுதத்தை குடித்தேன் அணைக்க துடித்தேன் ராஜாவின் பார்வை ராணியின் பக்கம் கண் தேடுதே சொர்க்கம் கை மூடுதே வெட்கம் பொன்மாலை மயக்கம் பொன்மாலை மயக்கம்.
His Highness King Abdullah. This movie came out in 1990. It was the first of 3 classical music based movies, and it was also the first production of Mohanlal's production house Pranavam Arts. Mohanlal has starred in it with Gautami and Nedumudi Venu as King Udayvarma. The story is that of a classical singer. He's a Muslim man who lives in Bombay. He is hired to assassinate the king, and the relatives of the king basically are hatching this plot. So he comes to the house of the king and sort of ingratiates himself by playing a Brahmin singer, and then the plot plays out. You have to watch the movie to find out how it ends. It is brilliantly made. The music is by Ravindran. The background score was done by Mohan Sitara. Each song in the movie is crafted absolutely perfectly. They're all strongly classical songs, and this particular one is absolutely exquisite. It's sung simply remarkably by the great Yesudas himself. So from His Highness King Abdullah, Pramadavan.
Pramadavanam veendum Riduragam chudi Pramadavanam veendum Riduragam chudi Shubhasayanam pole Shubhasayanam pole Telidipam kalinidalin kaikumbil nirayumbol en Pramadavanam veendum Riduragam ചൂടി ഏതേതോ കഥയിൽ സരയുവിലൊരു ചുടുമിഴി നീക്കണമായി ഞാൻ ഏതേതോ കഥയിൽ സരയുവിലൊരു ചുടുമിഴി നീക്കണമായി ഞാൻ കവിയുടെ ഗാനരസാമൃതലഹരിയിലൊരു നവകനക കിരീടമിതണിയും പ്രമദവനം വീണ്ടും ഋതുരാഗം ചൂടി.
Mausam. This was a Gulzar Saab movie that came out in 1975. It was loosely based on A.J. Cronin's novel, The Judas Tree. The story is that of a doctor, a young man. He comes to this like a small village or little town in the mountains, and he meets the daughter of a local healer, and he falls in love with her, and she of course with him, and he makes her promises of marriage and all of this, and then disappears, doesn't come back. She is left devastated, and her father, because her reputation is now, sullied or whatever, because she's been running around with this young town man or city boy or whatever, he marries her off to this older man who I think is sickly also. She has a daughter, and shortly thereafter she loses her mind. The daughter, this movie is like tragedy that's almost Hardy-esque. The daughter sadly is molested by her uncle, and then ends up, her mother dies, and then she ends up being forced into a brothel. The doctor returns after a good 25-26 years and tries to find out what happened to this young woman and her family, and this whole tragedy is now set forth before him. How he resolves his own feelings of guilt over what he did, and how he builds a relationship with this young woman who is the daughter of the woman he loved, that's for you guys to figure out. It's a remarkably well-made movie. Gulzar Saab is known for his incredibly delicate touch with topics like this, so please do watch the movie. The music is very unusual. The songs were all Madan Mohan, and the background music was Salilda. The lyrics, of course, are Gulzar Saab. This particular song that Uma has requested is actually plays 2 times in the movie. One is the sad, slower version. It's a solo by Bhupinder ji, and the other is a duet by Lata ji and Bhupinder, sung in happy times. So from Mausam, Dil Dhoondta Hai.
दिल ढूंढता है फिर वही फुर्सत के रात दिन दिल ढूंढता है फिर वही फुर्सत के रात दिन बैठे रहे तसव्वुरे जाना किए हुए दिल ढूंढता है फिर वही फुर्सत के रात दिन
या गर्मियों की रात
Khamoshi, which came out in the late 60s, was director Asit Sen's dream. And this is the director, not the comedian Asit Sen. He had made this movie in Bangla, Deep Jwele Jai, and that movie was actually based on a story by Ashutosh Mukherjee called Nurse Mitra. It's a very serious movie. Wahida ji's role is the main role in the movie. She plays a psychiatric nurse who's taking part in some radical therapy. The story is very interesting and I think applicable to any time, frankly. It talks of mental illness, radical therapies, and these therapies don't take into account the humanness of the caregivers and their own mental stability, so to speak. And she plays a psychiatric nurse who gives her all to these patients and ends up losing her own mental balance in the end. Wahida ji, Rajesh Khanna, and Dharmendra in a small kind of a cameo role. You barely really see him in the movie. The music was fantastic. Hemant Das music with Gulzar Saab writing absolutely unforgettable lyrics for each song. This particular song is picturized on Rajesh Khanna and Wahida ji. They are on a boat and he is singing this song, sort of talking about how he still feels the presence of the woman he loved and lost. Kishore Kumar has sung this absolutely divinely. So from Khamoshi, वो शाम कुछ अजीब थी.
वो शाम कुछ अजीब थी, ये शाम भी अजीब है. कल भी पास पास थी, वो आज भी करीब है. वो शाम कुछ अजीब थी, ये शाम भी अजीब है. वो कल भी पास पास थी, वो आज भी करीब है. वो शाम कुछ अजीब थी. झुकी हुई निगाह में कहीं मेरा ख्याल था. दबी दबी हंसी में एक हसीन सा गुलाल था. मैं सोचता था मेरा नाम गुनगुना रही है वो. मैं सोचता था मेरा नाम गुनगुना रही है वो. न जाने क्यों लगा मुझे कि मुस्कुरा रही है वो. वो शाम कुछ अजीब थी. हंसी भी है दबी हुई सी चाह में। मैं जानता हूँ मेरा नाम गुनगुना रही है वो। मैं जानता हूँ मेरा नाम गुनगुना रही है वो। यही ख्याल है मुझे के साथ आ रही है वो शाम कुछ अजीब थी। ये शाम भी अजीब है, वो कल भी पास पास थी, वो आज भी करीब है। वो शाम कुछ अजीब थी।
That's it for today, folks. Uma, I hope you realize how much of love and gratitude I have for our friendship and how much I value your presence in my life. Friends, I will be back in 2 weeks, but until then, remember, music is food for the soul. Keep listening.